Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad to see you guys here again. For those of you that are new, my name is Arlene and this is my kitchen. Today we're going to be working on some sourdough discard English muffins. It's going to be delicious. Okay friends, so I have all my ingredients here on the table. We're going to do this as quickly as possible because I'm not only going to make the English muffins, I'm also going to be working on some freezer sandwiches to make like for the breakfast in the morning that we can just take out of the freezer, pop into the microwave. It's good to go nice and quick because I don't know about you guys, but lately I've been struggling to get up really early and make breakfast. So since I've gotten a little bit of a sleeping in habit, I kind of like it a little bit. I would like to keep it going. So we're going to start off this English muffin recipe with 2.5 cups of an all-purpose flour. I use an unbleached, the King Arthur organic unbleached version. That's what I use. To that, I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of sea salt. If you're using a kosher salt, go ahead and add 2 teaspoons just because it's coarser, but I find that 1 teaspoon of sea salt does a great job. Okay, so we're gonna mix that salt in and we're gonna set it aside. Over here in my measuring cup, I have 1 cup of whole milk and 2 tablespoons of butter. Now I warmed them up in the microwave just to get them melted. 108. So we want this mixture to be below 110 because we're gonna add our instant yeast into this, or not instant yeast, what is it? Dry active yeast, I'm sorry, into this, and it has to be anywhere between 95 to 110 degrees to activate that yeast. So I'm looking at 107, 108. Perfect, I can work with that. So we are gonna add our yeast, 1 teaspoon of a dry active yeast. I like Fleischmann's. And then to that, we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay, so we're gonna mix all of that together, all of our wet ingredients, and we're gonna let that yeast come back to life. It should take about 5 or 10 minutes, and you'll see it start to kind of create like a bubbly situation going on in this cup. We're gonna let this sit. I'll be right back. Okay friends, so I can see little bits of the yeast starting to rise through, and I'm going to add all of this wet into our dry ingredients. And then to that, I am going to add 1/2 cup of my sourdough discard. Now, I need to feed my sourdough starters, so that works out really well. Make sure I get everything in there. That's going to add a really delicious flavor and a lot of health benefits. It's going to elevate these English muffins from just English muffins to something super good and gut healthy. So we're going to mix this all together. Okay, so perfect. This is nice and wet. It is not a dry, hard dough. It's a wet dough, kind of like a batter consistency. So we're gonna let this rest for about 20 minutes, and then I'm going to work in a little bit of flour, probably about another 1/2 cup, just to get it to a more rigid consistency, something that we can roll out. But for right now, we're gonna let this rest for just a little bit, and I'm gonna go ahead and feed Claudine because my girl is very hungry. So when I feed my starter, I just add about 1 cup of my all-purpose flour. You could use whatever flour you like. For a really long time there, I was doing it with solely whole wheat, but I haven't found a really good quality whole wheat flour in my area that's organic. So I've just kind of been staying away from that. And then I add a little bit of filtered water. We live in the city, so I always have a jar of filtered water. I can link down below the filtration system that we use in our home. It has made a universe of difference, because our water in the city has been, I mean, we've gotten alerts through our water system saying they're going to be doing testing, or not testing, they're going to be doing like treatment to the water system, so it's going to have a highly chlorinated taste and smell to it. Don't water your plants, don't give it to your pets. It's a lot of concern. So we added a filtration system for our drinking water, and we really love it. I mean, to the point, let me just say, I have always, my whole life, I had, not my whole life, but in my adult life, I had suffered every so often from kidney stones. And since we've been living here, I've been drinking like the city water, the county water. I've noticed, and like I had an uptick for a while there of kidney stones, and since we've put in this system, I've been good. I've been great. No questions, no concerns, no comments. So I'm super happy with my water system. I change the filter once a year, and it's been great. So I'll link it down below if you guys are interested. If you have a similar situation as us, you might want to look into it for your drinking water. Okay friends, so I'm super excited. I just got the call from my husband that he has some free time. So we're gonna hop into his truck and go pick up the compost. Luckily, this recipe for our English muffins can go into the fridge overnight if we needed to ferment. I'm not gonna need it to go in overnight. I'll be able to take care of this in a few hours, but I'm gonna pop it in the fridge, and we are gonna get dressed to go work and go pick out some perfect compost to make our garden just that much better this next growing season. All right friends, so we're in the backyard now. We just got back with our load of compost. So we were doing the math while we were in the car, and we ended up paying $35 with tax for our compost. Now, prices vary wherever you may live. Everything depends on it, but this was really, really good compost quality. So we're really excited about it. And we were doing the math versus the bags that we can pick up at Home Depot or Lowe's. And to equate the same volume of compost that we just purchased, we would have spent upwards of $200. So right now, super excited on the savings that we got. The actual store, do I call it a store? They're a supplier. They are a landscaping and garden supplier. They were extremely busy, so filming there was not something that I could do at the moment. There was a lot of machinery going back and forth, so it was kind of like a get in there, get what you need and go kind of situation. But we're back with it. I'm going to show you what the truck looks like, and we are going to start working in this garden. Oh yes friends, look at this beautiful truck full of compost. I'm so excited. We have some other goodies in there, but that's not for this video. That's going to be for the next one that we're dedicating to a little girl that lives out in Polk County, Florida, that we love very much, and she gave me an idea and we're going to run with it. But in the meantime, look at my truck full of compost. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
There you go.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you want the little one? The little one might be more comfortable right now.
Probably, yeah. Let's give that a try. I think I might let him do this.
Show your people.
Let people know about my little my little handheld 3000 over here.
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey. Careful. Yeah, I'm not gonna be here all day, honey. You chime it. Tag.
Oh, you want me to?
You shovel, then I'll shovel the little stuff into the bed. So friends, I ended up letting the dough rest overnight, and I just removed it from the fridge 30 minutes before I was going to start working with it to let it come up to room temperature. You're going to want to sprinkle some fine cornmeal onto a sheet tray just to let them rest for a good 20 minutes before you actually cook them. And then it's just a matter of rolling this dough out and using your favorite size cookie cutter. Now, I'm making sandwiches out of this, so I'm going to be using the largest cookie cutter that I have. I got these at Walmart, super inexpensive. Honestly, don't regret buying them at all. And I love it so much. So once you get these guys onto the sheet tray, you can always work your dough back together again, like I do here, to get a few more English muffins out of the dough. You don't want to waste anything. At least you know I don't like to waste anything. So pull it back together again, cut a few more sandwiches out so you can maximize the amount. Now I end up covering these with a towel and letting them rest for 20 minutes. That 20-minute rest is super important so that they're not stiff. You're going to heat up a heavy bottom pan, kind of like this one. I use my iron skillet, and you're going to set them on there on a medium heat. They're going to start to rise and they're going to get brown and toasty on one side. Flip them, do the same thing, and they're ready to go. So friends, look at how fantastic our little English muffin sandwiches are. My son likes his with cheese, so I made his with cheese. Mine just has a little bit of homemade strawberry jelly on there. I'm so excited for this. This is how you're supposed to start your day. Guys, I can't wait to have the freezer filled with these guys. Oh, that's gonna make my morning so much easier. Thank you so much for hanging with me in the kitchen. It's been great. I love making these little sourdough discard English muffins, and it's a great way to use your discard without throwing it away so that you're refeeding your sourdough starter. It's just making great use of ingredients you're already using that you might be throwing away. So if you got your sourdough starter and you need to feed it, consider making some English muffins. You can leave them fermenting overnight in the fridge if you can't finish them that day, and just get it done when you can. Thank you so much for being part of my day. I appreciate you guys. If you're new here, consider subscribing. If you've been here before, welcome back. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye guys. Have a great day.